going on, guys? I want to make a quick video. I just want to update my kiosk. So as you know, last year, I think it was like during the summertime, I picked up an N64 kiosk and a PlayStation 4 kiosk. I got the N64 kiosk off a guy on Facebook Marketplace, and then the PlayStation 4 kiosk I actually scored off a GameStop from Seekonk, Mass. So those are the two kiosks I have, and you know, as with anything, you get something used, so you got to tinker with it a little bit. So over the past few months, I've learned a lot, especially the Nintendo 64 kiosks. You know, there's a lot of different things on there you can adjust in terms of volume, picture clarity, and especially, I think I mentioned in the last video, was Mario's voice. I couldn't get Mario's voice to come on at all, so that's something I've been really trying to work on the last few months. So that's kind of the point of the video. So I'm going to explain to you what I did to get Mario's voice to turn on, because I couldn't really find a adequate response in like a one video. I had to do a lot of research, and I talked to a lot of cool people from the kiosk group on Facebook to help me out, and especially David helped me out a lot. So yeah, so that's what basically I'm gonna do, just show you what I did to the kiosk. So we'll flip the camera around and show you what I did. Alright, so here are the kiosks. They haven't really changed spots. I'll mention the ceiling real quick. I know in the last video when I showed the kiosk, I haven't fixed the ceiling, and I still haven't got to it. That's the next big thing on my list of projects around the house. So once I get the ceiling fixed, I'll show you what I did. But what I really want to talk about is how I got Mario's voice to work and how I mounted the TV on the PlayStation 4 kiosk. So I'll start with the N64 kiosk. When I first got this thing, obviously I was really happy. I started tinkering with it. I couldn't get Mario's voice to work. So basically you have these two little knobs here. This is the volume knob, and this is the timer knob. So when you do it with the volume, obviously it makes it louder or not as loud. The other one is a timer where you can dictate how long someone can play a demo on the TV. So right now, before the video, I just changed it about halfway, so I'm hoping maybe it will catch Mario's voice. Because what would happen was, after the timer is done, the screen will flicker as if you press reset in the console. Mario will pop up, like, not his face, but the sound will pop up. It'll be like, me, Mario, thank you for playing N64. And then the screen will flash again, and then it'll reset the game. So basically, if you're in Toys R Us 30 years ago, and there's a kid playing a game, and after 10 minutes, or whatever the store set the timer to, the next kid could play. So that's kind of how that works. So, well, my problem was I couldn't get Mario's voice to work. And I watched one video, and it's probably like the most popular video on YouTube when in terms of the N64 kiosk. And I'll put his name right over here in the video. I don't remember his name on top of the head. He did mention something about how the chip on the board on these things are known to kind of burn out. And in my experience and in my research from a couple of people, that's not really the case. So the case is basically you just don't have the right settings on, or I don't really know the verbiage really well, because it's a couple months ago. One of the relays isn't put on properly, and I'll kind of explain that. So basically, I probably kind of showed this last time, the kiosk, TV, system, and then this is like a little pod, looks like a spaceship that closes and locks. But when you open this up, this is where you can basically service it. So this little area right here is where you can control the volume and control Mario's voice and all the input and stuff like that. So I already mentioned to what this was is the volume, and then this is the timer. What I didn't know was that you have these little pods or pots right here. There's three of them, 1, 2, 3, and I don't know if you can see it on camera too well, but it has an indentation in them, which is the shape of a Phillips head screwdriver. And what that allows you to do is, it allows you to adjust them with the Phillips head screwdriver. So basically what my problem was that I didn't have the pots in the right setting. So let me see if I can do it right here. So you have the time delay, which is the top one. You have the voice speed, and then you have the voice volume. So that is basically Mario's voice. So time delay, you can see how long you want Mario's voice to go on, like when it comes on, how fast his voice is, and how loud his voice is. So you gotta kind of tweak those settings a little bit. Mine were down all the way, so they weren't working. And then also, I don't know if you can see too well on camera here, but this little black relay right here, it wasn't attached, like that black thing wasn't there. It's actually hiding off to the side over here. So what that relay does is it connects to, you know, things inside the freaking motherboard, and it makes a connection, it makes it work. So that's what I didn't have going for me. I didn't have this on there, and I didn't have that going. What I assume is the guy who had this kiosk before me didn't want Mario's voice going all the time, because I'll be honest with you, if you're just kind of chilling on the other side of the game room doing your own thing, and you have it on the wrong setting, like you have it on too low, it kind of sounds demonic. And if you have it on too loud, it kind of sounds like a squeaky mouse. So it kind of scared the crap out of it. So I understand why the previous guy didn't do that. But yeah, so I'm explaining that again real quick so everybody knows. So these three pots right here are what controls Mario's voice. The top one here on mine is the time delay. This is the voice of Mario, how loud you want it to go. Sorry, this is the speed of Mario's voice, and this one how loud you want to go. So those are the 3 ones you want to mess with, and then make sure that relay is on there. And that solved my issue for the Mario's voice. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I hope Mario's voice shows, so pops on, you can kind of hear what it sounds like. I tinker with the settings the best I can. His voice just sounds kind of mousy. I don't really know what the deal is with that. What I think it might be is, when I'm going to get on to the next part real quick, is when I realized that this speaker does not work. I could have swore it worked when I bought it. Okay, I checked everything in there. I don't know if it was just because it's 30 years old, or, you know, me traveling from Newport to my house with it, the speaker just blew out. So this speaker right here is just a normal speaker. I gotta go on eBay and get one, and then they kind of just attach it on there and put that back together. But as of right now, in terms of this N64 kiosk, everything is fully operational on it, besides the speaker, obviously. But once I fix that, it will be fantastic. 2 upgrades that I want to do to it is this one right here. Is the light behind it. It is like one of those long tube fluorescent bulbs. In my research, those get really hot. They're not really energy efficient, not that bright, and they can sometimes make the plastic turn like a yellowish and make it really hot. It's just not the best to have it on all the time. So I want to get a ballast light or ballast-less light. I'm probably messing up the verbiage there, but I'll put a little up here in the video. I'll kind of show you a little example of what I'm talking about. But that one, that's just like a long tube. And then here below, there's actually a circle fluorescent light. I want to do the same exact thing, just because the system there, I don't want to get so hot. Those are the 2 upgrades I'm going to do to that. And since I'm done talking about this, I'm going to close this so you guys can see what it looks like. And then, as you noticed, I have these 2 controllers out here. That's because I actually do play this kiosk a lot. When I do play N64, I do play it on this. I just think it's just so cool. I have original arms here. Not the original controller. They had the gray controllers here, which I do want to eventually put on. But these arms here are super expensive and really hard to track down if they break. And obviously, I'm not 8 years old, so when I stand up all the way and I want to play the game, I'm going to be yanking all the way up here. So when I want to play this, I just pull the stool out, and I have a controller just hooked up right through there, so I don't have to worry about yanking on it and breaking these plastic arms. So that's it when it comes to the N64 kiosk. If anybody has any questions, or anybody want any updates, or when we go more in depth about it, just let me know in the comment section, and I can do another video on it. I'd love to help somebody out, because like I said, so many people help me out with theirs. This, obviously, a PlayStation 4 kiosk. This was a little bit harder to get all together. So like I mentioned in the last video, I got this from the GameStop in Seekonk, Massachusetts. They were going to throw it away, so they're really nice enough to just leave it out there for me. However, it didn't come with the TV, didn't come with the camera, and of course it didn't come with the system inside of it. So I put my own system in there. So this is not the original kiosk system with like the demo disc, and it had like that cool menu that goes like side to side. I don't have that menu. This is a regular PlayStation 4 kiosk that I just stuck in there. And for the TV, originally there was a 32-inch Sony TV, naturally, on this kiosk. And I asked before I left, but they couldn't do it for me, which I completely understand. So the way the Sony TV mounted to this kiosk was a proprietary kind of mount that I'm trying to explain the back. The back of it kind of came out like that and came down. That hooked on the back of this kiosk. And then on the bottom of it was a little area so you can put the PlayStation camera. I'm not going to track down that mount. I haven't seen them a lot on the Facebook Marketplace or some of the groups. People want some good amount of change for them, and I don't feel like it's worth that much to do it. So basically what I did was, and once again, I'll put it up here in the video. I'll put a little screenshots of what I did to explain it the best I can. So behind this TV, just imagine the TV is not here, there's like a metal bar that comes across like that, and it's flat. And if you had the original TV mount for it, like I mentioned before, those bars that come like that down would just hook on that mount. And that's how you mount the TV. Obviously, I don't have that mount. So what I did was I went to Walmart and I just got the cheapest wall, non-adjustable, just hanging kind of mount at Walmart. It was like 20 bucks, I think it was. And what I did was I centered it on that metal bar, and I just got a Sharpie and drew holes on all 4 of them. And I took the mount off and I just drilled holes in it. And then once the holes were drilled, I put the mount on there, and and I got some bolts on the other side, and I just tightened up. So I don't know if you can see it too well, but behind here, now you can't see it, but this is bolting on to the metal bar, and it's tightened with a nut in the back of it. And when you do that, you got to make sure you put a little of a washer on there, or some type of plastic bumper, because the way this kiosk is, it goes straight down and it kicks in a little bit, so it'll be kind of hard to mount that. So once you get on there, you got to get the main part on that bar, and then you just act like a normally another TV. You put the second part on the back of the TV, and it hangs. I'm gonna see if I can maybe show you with one hand here. So that's how this one works. You pull these two arms down, and the TV can pop forward. I'm not gonna do it with one hand, I'm gonna drop everything, but it's all plugged in. But that's how I got my kiosk TV mounted on it without the original TV. I'll show a little bit of a screenshot. If not, I'll pause the video right here and I'll do a jump cut to where I show you what I did. Alright, second attempt of this. The first time, no joke, one of the strings broke. So I'm trying to show you this. So, alright, so this is what you do. So this you have a kiosk, you bring it out, and I'll kind of show this backwards because I already have it on there. So once I have the setup on, I'll pull these down. This basically gets the backing of the hooks on the bottom up, so you can kind of pull this off. Alright. I'm going to put this down, I'm going to hold it. I don't want it to scratch anything up. So, this is what I was talking about. So, if you had the original mount would go right back in the TV. You already had hooks on it, and the hooks would hook onto this bar right here. Hope you guys can see that from this angle. Obviously, it didn't have the original mount. So you got a cheap mount from Walmart, like I already explained, and you just mark the holes. So I actually only marked 2 holes. I said 4, but I only marked 2. I remember that because you can see there are marks there, but it took me so long to drill through the metal. I said, screw it, I'm going to just do 2. So, and then on the back side of this, it's just some washers and some and a bolt just so you tighten it down. So this is on there really, really good. Once that's on there, you want to make sure there's a bumper on here so it sticks out a little bit. You know how I mentioned before, it kind of indents a little bit. Then when you have on the back of the TV, I can't really show that to you because I'm holding the TV up, but it's just like any other mount. Once you have the bumpers on the back of this too, and you have the 2 mounts on there, you want to just line them up. It's just like mounting the TV on the wall. You know, one side at a time. And this is going to be live right here, so you see me struggle with it like I did in real life. Alright, that's one side. Like I mentioned, this isn't a perfect, you know, end-all be-all setup, but this is just what worked for me. Alright, the sides are on there. Then you're going to pull these strings down. That side's on there. Alright, then it's locked into place. And that's how I put my TV on the kiosk. It's actually pretty simple. And I'm gonna check it, make sure that side's good, this side's good, double check it again. Yep. And it locks into place. And that's how I put my kiosk. The TV that did not come with the kiosk on my kiosk. So I'll cut back to me explaining to the rest about the kiosk in a second. Should cut now. Alright, no joke, like a second and a half ago before I started the video, freaking Mario's voice played, so I'm not gonna get that in the video, but yeah, so that's basically what I did for the TV. Really, really simple. Once again, it's a 32-inch TV. You can kind of use any 32-inch TV. Has been laying around, so I may as well used it. And then in here, it just basically just fits a regular PlayStation 4. Like I mentioned, it's nothing fancy, just a regular old PlayStation 4. I just have this charger on it, so I have my 2 remotes going on there at the same time. And then you can feed, there should be like a pulley system in here, which I don't have. It should be like right over here. It'll feed through there and come out through this hole. That's basically so there's a game style, no one can steal the controller. I don't have that pulley security system, so I just kind of rest my controller right there. Yeah, I love it. Kiosk is fantastic. And then on the top of it, I kind of got some really, really sticky tape and just stuck my PlayStation Move camera on it just for the hell of it. I'm never going to use it, but that's that. I gotta kind of move the TV over a little bit. It's kind of crooked, but yeah, those are my 2 kiosks. Fortunately, like I said, I'm not gonna get Mario's voice on here. I wish I could. Maybe the next video when I show you the ceiling, I'll get Mario's voice on there. But yeah, if anybody has any questions with the N64 kiosk, how to get Mario's voice to work, and especially with the TV, I've been part of that. Like I mentioned a lot of times, I've been part of that kiosk group on Facebook. Plethora of information, a lot of cool people on there. If you like kiosks or like video game stuff, I highly recommend to join that Facebook group. Just obviously just be respectful of everybody, like every group should be, and you have a good time there. A lot of people on there was asking questions about how they can mount their PlayStation 4 TV on the kiosk if you don't have the original TV in the mount, yada yada yada. So hopefully that helps some people out. So, has anybody any questions? You can always leave a comment below, and I'll be more than happy to make a video. So, like I would say, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And we got 2,000 subscribers now, so I really appreciate it. Everybody have a great day.